to the ground somewhere bubbling crude. Oil, that is.
At one point, American television had a whole corner of prime time that felt like its own little world. The Beverly Hillbillies, Petticoat Junction, Green Acres, different shows, different tones, same strange ecosystem. They shared characters, settings, and a very specific kind of rural comedy energy that made the whole thing feel bigger than a normal sitcom run. And behind all the cozy reruns was a messy television history story and a network that eventually walked away from the very format it had helped turn into a hit. So here are 8 forgotten facts about the rural comedy universe that once helped define American TV. Fact 8. The Beverly Hillbillies became a massive hit almost immediately. The show did not ease into success. It took off fast. When the Beverly Hillbillies premiered in 1962, it became one of the biggest television hits of its era and stayed a major cultural force for years. Critics were often harsh, audiences were not. That divide between elite reaction and mass popularity helped make the show feel almost impossible to explain. Fact 7. Sam Drucker quietly tied the whole universe together. Frank Cady's Sam Drucker became one of the most important recurring figures in the entire rural comedy cluster. He appeared across the Beverly Hillbillies, Petticoat Junction, and Green Acres, helping make the 3 series feel linked even when they were telling different stories. It was a shared universe before that phrase became part of TV vocabulary. Fact 6. Green Acres had an older life before television. The show's weird premise was not invented from scratch. Its roots go back to Jay Summers' earlier radio comedy, Granby's Green Acres, which also played with the city versus country setup. So the TV version was really a revival of an idea Summers had already developed for radio, one that Paul Henning encouraged him to bring to television after the success of the Beverly Hillbillies and Petticoat Junction. Fact 5. Petticoat Junction lost Bea Benaderet during the run. Bea Benaderet, who played Kate Bradley, was diagnosed with lung cancer while the show was still on the air. She continued for a time, but her health declined, and she died in October 1968. That made her absence more than a casting change. It was the loss of the actress who held the show together emotionally. And the connection runs even deeper than most people realize. Benaderet was the same actress who had starred in the original 1950 radio version, Granby's Green Acres, the show that eventually became Green Acres on television. She personally bridged the radio precursor and the TV universe she helped make famous. Fact 4. This was a whole television mood. For a stretch of the 1960s, rural and small-town sitcoms were everywhere. The Andy Griffith Show, Gomer Pyle, USMC, Mayberry RFD, these shows were part of the same audience appetite. Warm, familiar, low-stakes comedy with a strong sense of place. Fact 3. Green Acres kept getting stranger. What begins as a fish-out-of-water story gradually turns into something much more surreal. The show pushes absurdity harder than most sitcoms of its era, which is a big part of why it still stands out. Even now, it feels like the oddest show in the group. Fact 2. Reruns kept the shows alive long after prime time. A huge part of the legacy came later. Syndication and reruns made these series part of everyday TV for people who never saw the original broadcasts. That's why they still feel familiar decades later. They were never fully gone. Fact 1. CBS eventually decided it wanted something different. By the early 1970s, CBS started moving away from rural-themed shows. The network wanted programming that would appeal more to younger, more urban, and more advertiser-friendly audiences. That shift became known as the Rural Purge. It was not just a scheduling decision, it was a change in what the network believed prime time should be. The Beverly Hillbillies ended as the era was changing. Even with its history as a giant hit, the show was canceled in 1971 as part of that broader network shift. By then, the show was no longer the ratings monster it had once been, but it was still one of the most recognizable titles on television. Its cancellation felt like the end of a whole style of TV, not just one series. Green Acres got swept up too. The Rural Purge didn't just take out the obvious fading hits. Even Green Acres, with its cult following and offbeat personality, was removed as the network changed direction. That's part of why the end of this era feels so abrupt. CBS helped build the world, then moved on from it. That's the strangest part. CBS helped turn these rural comedies into a major part of its identity, then deliberately shifted away once it wanted a different audience and a different image. So these shows were not just popular sitcoms, They became a marker for the end of one television era and the beginning of another, and they're still around, still quoted, still rerun, and still weird enough to feel fresh. That may be the biggest surprise of all. If you want more forgotten TV history, weird sitcom lore, and lost television worlds, this is the kind of story worth digging into again. And subscribe for more deep dives into the weird side of nostalgia.